Pisces, welcome back for your December reading. For those of you who are new, welcome. Those of you who have been following for God knows how long, thank you so much. Also, if you're wanting a booking during the silly season, the link is below. Yes, I will be doing emergency readings. I would not leave you during this time. I know for many of you who aren't in direct communication with Twin, it is, you know, one of those emotional times when we'd like that communication. So if you are needing that additional support, touch base with me. There's still going to be, obviously, the email and the video readings available. Also be mindful connected to the time frame for delivery. But with the emergency readings, providing I'm available, inbox me and we can tee that up, and we can do that, you know, within the day, on the hour, whatever's going at the time of the day. Now, also, I'd like to say there are going to be additional different style videos. Hopefully, I have time to do mid-months for the twin flames, but during the month, I'll still be on live. I wouldn't leave you like that. So any downloads I get psychically speaking, if you are new, come and join us. And they're very different to the actual readings, you know, with the cards. Now, when I do readings with you privately, a lot of you will notice I directly don't need the cards. If there's a download or a way in which we can look at a perspective connected to the twin flame journey, we don't need them. So obviously the cards will be more energy, so they can bounce back and forward. I've also picked the elements within this reading. So if your twin is a Pisces, and you're maybe a water sign, an earth sign, air or fire, swap the energies how they relate, okay? Some of it might be their mindset, some of it may be a physical 3D notion of what's coming through in your life. Just be mindful that because it's such a wide energy, the downloads will apply to you directly how they apply. Also, the karmic endings, this is a karmic ending cycle this month. So it can be very, you know, we've been in retrograde most of the year, Venus retrograde. So be mindful that there is a chance there could be some tower moments connected to masculine energies. It could be also yours, you know, not one of us is really immune to that, but you have the tools to be able to deal with it. And again, if you're triggered and you need that support, touch base with me and I'll do all I can to guide you in a correct manner to support you during that time. But, you know, don't feel you don't have the tools to deal with the situation of masculine or feminine as you're coming together. Do the very best you can and understand every chapter is a new situation, and it's not that it's recreating the same cycle. If you remain in fear connected to that, yes, it is, but generally it transforms and it changes. For many who have been in karmic cycles, that are coming out of it around that time, it can be a 360 where it happens very quickly. So that is why a lot of us have been doing the work, especially during the Venus retrograde in the shadow. And many of us are moving into a light of we don't know. And that's, you know, the more evolved we get, the more okay with that frequency we are. We're accepting that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, which is a really nice frequency to be in. But again, January can be that time frame as well where some of these karmic cycles are ending. We are going to be having a lunar eclipse, a total lunar eclipse in January, which is really going to change a lot of the frequency of what is going on and ending karmic cycles yet again. So try and keep grounded within January as well. Now, the energy coming through for Pisces is, you know, you're looking at something through innocent eyes. It might be that you're returning to that aspect of innocence and a purification of yourself, be it masculine or feminine, or you're looking at it through innocent eyes. You're seeing the other person's perspective, or you're seeing the innocence within yourself. Okay, now for this person, masculine, feminine, there is a separation on the cards. It might be a past tense frequency or it could be coming about. You may also wish to have the clarity connected to your future where it's going, oh my gosh, am I going to be okay? Following your intuition. Again, this can be connected to the full moon or the new moon or the lunar eclipse in January. You're seeing and wanting an aspect of balance. You're needing it to be at that point. Now for you, if you are the feminine in your Pisces, this can be happening in your life, or it's a message directly to you about what's going on with them. Take it how you will, but additional messages either side. Now, it is going to be an overwhelming energy, so especially because twin is an aspect of you coming towards you. If it's directly relating to you and it's like, hey, is this my reading, but I'm not a Pisces, it's directly because this person's your twin and the frequency is coming through because you're cross-watching. So cross-watchers, welcome. There is, whatever it's going to be, there's an energy of being overwhelmed and there can be conflict. Now, you got the Chariot card. There is movement and it is coming in very quickly, regardless of clarity, regardless of past tense energies, to bring back the balance. What is blocking this connection is understanding manipulation and bribes, okay? It's what was blocking the connection was a lack of balance. The balance had to come back. Also seeing who was manipulating and who was buying into the notion of, how do I put it? I'm going to be very careful how I say this. Can be for some of you the grass is greener on the other side. Oh my God, what did I buy? I bought a dud car. Or I thought I was buying a restaurant and I bought a warehouse. Not really knowing what they got into, not really reading the fine print, looking at the other side and going, I've been going down the wrong road, or this being done to you, or vice versa. But it's almost like, wow, you know, how do I bring this balance back? Saying they want a main meal and getting an entree, that's really the frequency of what I'm getting. But they're noticing these things now, how people directly interact with them. This is you or them, how these people directly dealt with you. Because especially within the mirror, we should look at our masculine readings and understand that it's the mirror of us, and have a look what pieces directly relate to our life and how we can transform them and utilize them in our life. And that does bring the balance back and it does move union forward. Okay, also where power needed to be relevant, where power was taken from you, or where you were placing your power in a situation, that was a block within the connection. It's a block currently, but the blocks are perfect because they help you deal with the adversity, which then moves you forward. It's then an ending to a karmic cycle. So if this has been the frequency of your masculine, if you're cross-watching for your masculine, people manipulating them, power hungry, who's the boss, who's not, who's being selfish, who's being balanced, you know, vanity and, you know, looking at something for its base value but not the substance, the actual raw organic spiritual connection ratio. That had been the block. The block, however, is a lesson being learned currently on the 3D where it's transforming this energy, feminine or masculine. Now, if you're directly dealing with an earth sign, it may have been that they are not feeling as strong as they'd like to be in their king and queen energy, especially moving through to Christmas and New Year's. It also can be that that's the way they felt that it would always be with you, vice versa. Also that really they've released the expectation of hope. Now, when we see this, sometimes we can get triggered, but releasing the hope is releasing the expectation. It's not that it's not there, especially if you're watching a reading, especially if you're a twin. It's there, you're just not holding on to it like an umbilical cord saying, gee, if I don't stop thinking about this, this person's not coming back. In fact, it does the polar opposite. The more you relax and you release into a place where you're completely yourself without the expectation and knowing your worth, it actually moves forward. But it has been a very fatiguing year. So a lot of us are getting really triggered. You know, really wondering, hey, you know, is there passion here? And sometimes twins do get to that point where we both do that questioning on both sides and say, is there the passion here? Does this person even love me? And I feel really there's a questioning between the two of you going on, but I feel you, as the Scorpion energy, is really going to be rushing in very quickly due to you having a download of, hey, this needs to change, or vice versa. Download, get the intuition within yourself and see where the energy kind of connects. But I feel there's a transformation happening on both sides. And if you are the masculine within this energy, I feel you're really going to surprise the earth signs. They're very open to it. And it's vice versa. It's reciprocal. Air signs. It may be they're concerned right now about children, that they wanted to have children with you. It might be your children or their children they're concerned about. They're looking at their childhood and the innocence, again, within the situation. The innocence within you, the innocence within them. But wanting a new beginning, wanting a new start. But they know with the new start does come an ending. So it may be that they're in a karmic situation or you're in a karmic situation. And the karmic situation doesn't have to be a partnership. It can be even just ending the cycle in which it was at an emotional, spiritual, physical level. Questioning whether there's ever going to be faithfulness between this connection, you know, or loyalty or hope to reach it to that next degree, or whether they're always going to be either the enemy or the friend in the connection. They're wanting to, but their hopes is very much new beginning. They're having some ideas. They're meditating upon it. Fire signs. There may be communication and a visit. It may be their hopes, wishes, or actual 3D happening. They're even meditating upon past tense connections, how they feel about you, where they wanted it, and, you know, being quite traditional. Getting to the crux of things and wanting it at a traditional level. Really getting to the point where they're going, you know what, I've learnt in my life what I do and don't want, and I'm tired of disasters. And this is with you and with soulmates. You know, when we learn things, yes, in a high ratio it comes from twin, but even from every other person in our life, it comes with it because we bring the baggage with us. And that baggage had nothing to do with twin. They just showed it to us. Water signs directly dealing with, I guess, water sign, Pisces. There is great love here. There may be an offer. Their frequency's changed. They're very shy about this. There's real shy energy coming through with this card. Maybe that they're wanting to bring gifts to you, but they see the gift within you and they're acknowledging it in universe. Both ways. This is on both sides. It's towards you though. And they're wanting to be more consistent. It feels like they are on the cusp of making a major move. And the funny thing is, fire signs have the wedding card, but I'm actually feeling it for the water signs. So some of you, the gift may be an engagement ring or a piece of jewelry or the conversation, the intent, the desire, the wish and the dream. But I'm feeling it's more than a dream. I feel it's the direct intent really to take this to the next level. They really want to see you. Aries is very tight and really does want something very 3D and traditional. Earth signs, you're being very humbled by something, but the humbling is from the sheer exhaustion. It's really from the transformation. And air signs, you've just completely released. You've really evolved. You're like, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. What'll be will be. It's almost like when I saw the Chariot card, it was like I probably could have given you the whole reading because all the other cards surrounding it very much have that frequency oozing through of they know where they've come from, they know where they're going. I'm hoping this is a permanent energy for them, which I feel it is. I feel quite positive about the Scorpio energy this month. They very much do have clarity about what they want to do. Now, it doesn't have to be that they directly come into you this month. Sounds so terrible. If they come towards you, I don't have a bad feeling. I'll tell you that much. However, don't get triggered if within the readings we hear things and they don't come right away. At times, as I explained at the beginning of the reading, when we see things coming through in a download or a reading, you see the direct energy of what's to come, future tense, okay? how we collect it, when it's to be, the message gets delivered to you. Therefore, when you prepare, it moves it forward. So if you need to do something to be prepared within your own personal 3D life, if that's in alignment with the frequency, it arrives in accordance with such. If in theory you have an emotional block, you delay that time frame. And it's not to say you come into it perfect, but release, 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 be open, and it moves. Now, as I said, it can move into January, and I have seen this as a very relevant time. But when you have a Tower moment, you lose the job, right? Suddenly, because you lose a job, if your twin was to turn up, you would look at that aspect as codependency. Yet, if they took accountability connected to it and you were looking at it and they thought in their mind, masculine or feminine, I need to do the right thing, I have some bills, I need to pay them, I need to get myself safe, I may need to move. We do those things, taking accountability and ownership of what's going on. It's not to say it's right or wrong. It's what happens when people get in a pickle. Bear that in mind during Christmas and try and find the gift of the love you feel within yourself towards them, and believe in yourself enough that you're worth it and that everything you know you're worth, you will receive. Love and light, guys. I'll see you during the month for that support. Also stay tuned, and I'll probably still be giving away the free readings as a gift, as a Christmas gift. I give 2 free readings away a month to the people that are following the channel and on there watching the live feeds. Sometimes I'm super generous and I give more. Otherwise, I will see you then.